Hello and welcome to your Living A Course in Miracles call. My name is Jared Krebs. I am live here in San Antonio, Texas. Today is Friday, February 15th, and I am excited about today's call because honestly, this is just some killer content. We're discussing the third 30-minute segment, so this is minute 60 through 90 of Ken Wapnick's Journey Through the Text, and we are on the very first video, so we're still talking about the intro right now, but I can't wait to share my highlights and hear what your highlights are. And so let's start by having people share. Tell us where your name, where you're calling in from, and why are you excited about today's call.
Oh, you go.
Oh, all right, I'll go. I'm Stana Warren. I'm in Southeast Michigan, and I'm excited about the call because this was a great recap. This is like all the basic concepts squeezed into a tiny little capsule so that you can take it and you can like, okay, now at least I've got the foundation of all of it. Because it's, you know, like a tiny little pill that's going to expand into infinite, unbelievable possibility. So
yes,
I really, really liked how concise this was.
Me too. Thank you, Stana, and thank you for helping me find a grief counselor. You rock.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, who's next?
I am.
Maria.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay. This is Maria Boatman calling from New York City. I am so happy to see you guys. I didn't see you last week. And yeah, I love the content. It was good. But I had some unexpected reactions that I am going to share with you guys later.
Ooh, super excited. Super excited to hear that. Thank you, Maria.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Nan, and I'm in Colorado, and I'm listening and learning new stuff.
Awesome. Welcome, Nan. Good to see you on these calls. Love it. Okay. Well, so let's just get right into it. I'm going to make sure no one else is on here that I missed. Nope, it's us right now, so let's just get started. So we're still basically having Ken do the intro, and he is, I don't think he started to talk about chapter 1 yet.
No.
I listened to this 30-minute segment twice, once today and once yesterday, and the things that really stuck out to me was that when he starts to talk about like God's creations and extensions of creations, and like how like you can't really put into words like the love of God or like things that really are reality because we're so like flipped around in this hologram that we're living right now, that you can't even explain it with words. So it was cool to hear him talk about a few of those things though, right? And then he's like, let's transition from talking about, let's leave God to talk about what this ego world is so we can get out of it, you know, like get out of this mess is what I think he said, which was really cool. And of course I loved the analogy of the decision-making mind being the judge, and then the Holy Spirit being one lawyer, and the ego being the other lawyer, and they, you know, arguing their case, and the Holy Spirit doesn't say anything, and the ego has this great thing, and then our decision-maker mind was like, well, I want to go with the ego because I can be the judge, and I'm special, you know. And then of course specialness kind of kicks in. So that was definitely. I don't know. I mean, it was cool to see that, and then how basically at the end of the 30-minute segment, he's still talking about us as mind, right? Oh, and like the terms "Son of God," those are just terms to help us understand, but they're not. That's not reality, right? They're just terms to help us in this state that we're in, kind of get it. Oh, hi Linda. I see you on your laptop. Welcome. So long story short is the whole idea that the ego is trying to keep us mindless by thinking we're in a body. and how basically we flee the mind into these projections of bodies. And that's where the 30 minutes ended. So it was like, oh, I'm really excited to hear the next 30 minutes, but I don't want to go there because I know I'll forget what I learned in the first, or, in this little segment. So I had to stop myself from listening to more of Ken Wapnick on that. But for overall, it was really great to just get some of the metaphysics and some of the terms, and like the concept of God and the sun and like all that stuff, which is, again, it's just language to help us understand. It's not like we're really like a sun. I don't know. I can't explain it, but you know what I'm talking about. So that's what I got. Definitely jazzed about this content and excited to hear from you guys what your highlights were from these 30 minutes. So who wants to go next? Maria.
I go next. I was so excited reading about the big themes, heaven and knowledge and mind and oneness, and I am with my chart. And then there is no way we can understand the terms above the solid white black line. I am like, are you kidding me? What? Here I am reading about all these big terms, and then you're telling me there is no way I can understand them. And at that moment, it was funny because it was like, oh, I love my ego. The ego is not complicated like that. I was just laughing. I was like, oh, Ken Wapnick, what are you doing to me? But I really, and again, there is something, okay, and then I felt like, okay, you are giving me something that I could work with. And it is when he says that the primary goal of the course is to achieve the recognition of the world for what it is, and to remove ourselves from the morass of separation. But before removing ourselves from the morass, we have to recognize life here for the misery it is. And I thought, oh, that is good. And then when the decision maker is the judge, I felt like, a chapter of Law and Order or something. So this is good. And when he says, love does not oppose, when talking about the Holy Spirit in that trial, I was like, so beautiful.
Yes.
And it was like, oh, yeah. You redeemed yourself with me, Ken Wapnick, so we are good. So, and then the last thing that I really like how he said it is the ego does not fear God. The ego does not fear the Holy Spirit atonement. The ego does not fear the love of God. The ego fears, and I am going to say it as he says it, the ego quake with terror at the decision maker and the possibility of the decision maker withdrawing his faith from the ego. And I thought, the power is all mine, and that is good.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love it, man. Took some great notes.
That was me. Yeah.
You just reminded me. Do you remember that part where he talked about the observer being the observer instead of the dreamer?
Yeah. The decision maker is the dreamer when it follows the ego.
Yeah.
And it is the observer when it follows the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
I thought that was great.
I am observing this hologram of time and space.
Mm-hmm.
I'm observing this Jared puppet body thing, trying to live and build his business and be this person, and I'm observing it all, and I'm just observing it, and I'm being peaceful, and I'm forgiving things as they arise. But I'm not this body. I am the observer. I'm observing. I'm not this dream figure. I'm not dreaming. I'm observing. And that was probably my biggest takeaway. Thank you. You just jogged my memory on that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Maria. Well done.
You're welcome.
All right. Who wants to go next? What were your highlights from minutes 60 through 90?
I'll go next.
Okay. Stana.
Okay. One of the things that when he was talking about heaven and that being a synonym for knowledge, but not from the idea of knowledge that we basically know about it, but more from the idea of gnosis and what is revealed to us of truth. And then he talks about in the realm of God, and he quotes from the workbook saying, you say God is, and then you cease to speak, because you can't really explain it beyond that. So the real problem comes from the fact that we have to utilize the terms and the concepts from our perceptual world, which are dualistic in nature, to try and describe something that's non-dualistic. And so that just sends my little pea brain, of course, spinning and spinning and spinning, because my linear mind wants to be able to explain these things that are not explainable. And so that's part of the struggle in dealing with the Course in Miracles, is because we've got a reality that's on one level. Of course, it talks about the tool levels, and then the only way of exploring that level is from a different level that is totally opposite from it. So, and he also talks about love being unified, and we can't understand that concept of unity either, because we're separate. And to try and understand that concept of unity from the level of separation, and that's when he made the comment that Maria talked about the fact that we can't really understand any of the terms above the line. So our split mind, is just playing badminton game back and forth. Like, okay, what's this? Okay, yeah, it's that. No, it's not that. It's this. No, but that's part of the growth process. And it's not part of what we talked about today, but one of my favorite things is actually from the preface, or from the preface, where he says that at the end of the day, after we go through all of this and we actually get to the point where we have progressed as far as we can from the world of perception into the world of knowledge, God steps in and has to take us the last step, because we cannot get there on our own.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we just have to take this journey knowing that the final journey is beyond us, but we will get there. That's it.
That's right. We already got there. This dream ended long, long, long ago.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Stana. Thank you for sharing that. Totally, totally true. And especially the whole stuff about it's outside of the concepts that we can even understand, the stuff that is the reality. And boy, this body sure seems real. I will say that. The ego did a great job.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to go next? Nan or Linda? What were your highlights for minutes 60 through 90? Linda. You have to unmute yourself there, Linda. Don't hear you still. I'm going to try and unmute you.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. All right.
I'm getting a little old to use this laptop. Even though it's
You
a
look
Windows
great.
7.
You look great.
Well, I took a nap this afternoon, so I'm able to to stay up a little bit longer.
Oh, beautiful. Love it.
I guess we get to be 57 on. I mean, it's what I recommend you take a nap in the afternoon if you have nothing to do. If you're able to stay up a little bit longer. That's
So
what
what was your highlights? What was your highlights for minutes 60 through 90 to this week?
Well, that God is with you no matter where or what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I know Ken Wapnick really pointed out something. I caught it for a second, and then I lost it. But I mean, he's very, very wise. I love him. I mean, he knows what he's saying. I mean, even my two dogs, or maybe people, places, or things. I mean, I know the Holy Spirit's in everything. What I always think it's a Course in Miracles. So that way, that's how I use it. I mean, I know some people have their own research on what they know about Course in Miracles. I just work it for myself. Okay, that helps me to think more positive. That's how I like to do it. And that's why I love A Course in Miracles, because it helps me to deal with the BS outside of my house.
For sure.
And this is California, so I mean, here in California, it's better people, better attitudes, better traffic, and better weather. Maybe the press is better, I don't know, but better traffic and better attitudes and better weather, that's the three things we need.
That's right.
And all of this week, it's peeing out there, raining, peeing. I mean, it's like when I kind of like look out the window, I'm like, I mean, and this afternoon I saw a rainbow, beautiful rainbow. I want to get a picture of it, but I forgot. But I mean, it lets me know that the Holy Spirit is always there, you know?
Yep.
And I do the best I can, and that's what Course in Miracles teaches me. My legs are doing worse, but I do the best I can.
Love it, Linda. Well, I'm super glad that you're doing these calls with us, and you're listening to Ken Wapnick every week, and you're so consistent. You look great with your headset and your computer all set up. Love it. So glad you're here. Thank you, Linda.
Yeah, right now Mark is maybe reading a book in his cell phone and the TV is on, so I kind of like have my earphones on, so that way I just hear you guys. There's not a lot of noise here.
Beautiful.
Oh, by the way, my puppy say hello.
Oh, tell him hi. Hi, Desi.
Desi and Lucy,
Hi, Lucy.
say hello. They're over here. Come on. Okay. They're in the kitchen running after the daddy.
Oh, yeah.
Jumps on his father's lap, like, hi, Dad.
I'm gonna make some ravioli.
All right, go ahead, honey. He's gonna make ravioli. I was gonna make macaroni and cheese and bacon bits, but
Sounds good.
ravioli is better. Okay. Italian tonight. It's Friday. You know what I mean?
Hey, we all want to come over for dinner. We'll see
Okay,
you
so
there.
come on over. I'm here in Lancaster, California, so I don't know how far San Antonio is.
Just about 24 hours away.
All right, so get in your car, take your wife and the puppy, and come out here. I have an extra bedroom you can sleep in.
Oh, thank you, Linda. Hey, that's the Course in Miracles.
Judith, Judith, where are you from? Ireland or somewhere or what?
She's in Colorado, actually.
Colorado? I
Yeah.
just heard on the news they have 19 feet of snow. I was like, excuse me? And I went back on Long Island back in January 1996. There was 10 feet of snow on the sides of the houses, on the side. But in front of the house, there was 4 feet of snow. I heard 19. I'm like, excuse me? That's Colorado, old mountains.
Can't do the snow, man. Yeah.
I would love to visit Colorado. I want to visit Colorado. I get Magic Mountain. That's what I'm into.
Oh, yeah.
That's if my legs can take it.
Thank you, Linda.
Love yous.
Love you, too.
Oh, love to your puppy. Okay, Jared?
Thank you. All right. Nan, do you have anything you want to say? You don't have to share, but if you want to, either way.
Don't be shy.
Particularly, I'm just kind of taking it all in.
Just taking it all in. Okay. And Nan, I want to encourage you to check out an audiobook or actual physical book called Disappearance of the Universe by Gary Renard. Have you heard of that before?
Nope, never heard of it.
Nan?
No.
You haven't?
No.
Okay, so I'll just tell a little story about it before we go on to Forgiveness in the Field. So I was introduced to a lot of the Course in Miracles. Well, actually, the book itself I was introduced to, Nan, like probably in 2014 or even 2013, and I did not want to read it. It looked very difficult. It looked like a Bible. I just didn't want it. I just didn't want to. I'm just not into that, like all that stuff, right? And my wife got diagnosed with cervical cancer, and we started to go through this journey of like healing for her. And we went to Brazil and we saw a healer, and we did all these things. And when we were there, I asked for enlightenment, because you can pray for what you want when you go to these places. And like Crystal was there for healing, but I'm like, you know what? I'm asking for enlightenment because I already knew that I didn't want to reincarnate anymore. I have a Buddhist background. I knew that I didn't want to reincarnate anymore. Like I was 100% like, let's get enlightened and let's finish the deal. But when I got home, we were home for about 6 months. Crystal completed her treatments. Today she's cancer-free. We've been married 4 years. We got our life back. We're like super happy. Yes. But right about 6 months after we got back from Brazil, like I found this audiobook. Crystal actually brought it to my attention, and it was called The Disappearance of the Universe by Gary Renard. And it literally talks about the end of reincarnation, and it talks about like what A Course in Miracles is and how it could help me like release all of my subconscious guilt so that I could literally become enlightened and not reincarnate anymore. Okay. That's kind of like the idea. And the book was so good, Nan, that I was like, after I heard it, I said, I don't care how hard A Course in Miracles is. I don't care how long it takes me to read it. I don't care how long it takes me to go through these 365 lessons. I am 100% committed because now I understand like what it is and how it all works. So I want to encourage you to check that audiobook out or physical book if you like to read. Gary Renard was like, oh, there it is. Stana's holding it up. Stana, can you actually say some words, because then the camera will go to you. Unmute yourself.
Okay. Or is it going to me now? Hello?
Yes, if I talk, then it goes from you to me. So whoever talks is whoever it shows. So go ahead and just talk.
Okay. Well, this is the book. It's The Disappearance of the Universe by Gary Renard. And I had not heard of this book. Well, actually, I had heard of it, but I'd not read any part of it before I started being part of this group. And I'm now about a third, no, actually only about 25% of the way through it. And it is very interesting. And it is interesting the way it presents the information. So I agree. It's definitely something that would be useful.
Yes. So there you have it, Nan. You can get that on audiobook on Audible, or you can buy the book like Stana has it. I've never actually read the book. I've just heard the audiobook probably like 20 times. I only read one book, okay? Let's be real here. I read one book. It's A Course in Miracles. Or this, which is Ken Wapnick's commentary. That's the only two things I actually read, but okay, enough about me. All right, let's talk about forgiveness in the field, and maybe we can end a little bit early too. That'd be cool. I've had a crazy day, but I'm super happy we're here. So let's do this. Okay, forgiveness in the field. Who wants to go first? I don't want to go first. Who wants to go first? Maria and then Linda. Okay.
Okay. The first thing I have to do is I have to share with you guys that I am going to be away for 6 weeks.
Ooh.
I am going to be traveling.
My heart.
I know. I am going to be traveling. Hey, it's my mother's 101 birthday.
Whoa.
What?
That's awesome.
Yes. And I am going to keep listening to the videos, and I have the book, so I am going to keep up with you guys. So when I come back, I am up to date with you. And my forgiveness in the field has to do with exactly this trip and everything that is coming up from my family. And I am taking this as a big forgiveness opportunity. And one of my sisters was telling me like, oh, why are you getting here? You should get here, sooner. And I was getting so upset. I'm like, you know what? I have things to do here, but I noticed myself getting like exasperated. So I really had to go and forgive the whole thing, the whole process. And then I was able to get to peace. And it really, really helped me. So yeah, that was my forgiveness opportunity for this week that I wanted to share with you guys.
Way to go, Maria.
Yeah.
Nothing like siblings to bring out all your forgiveness lessons. I know.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
They're some of my greatest forgiveness lessons right there.
Yes.
For sure. Stana knows too. So, okay, well, thank you, Maria. Great stuff. And where are you going, by the way?
I am going to be first in Panama for 5 weeks, and then my mother-in-law is celebrating her 90th birthday, so I'm going to be in Florida in the last week.
Okay. Oh, awesome. Wow. Sounds like a fun trip.
Yeah.
Wow.
Getting out of the cold. I'll do anything to get out of the cold. So, hey.
Well, if you find some good Wi-Fi over in Panama, you can maybe jump on your phone.
I was thinking about that, but usually in my mother's house there is no Wi-Fi, but in my sister's house there is. So I am considering that.
Yeah, cool. You can if you can, but totally
If
understand.
Pablo can join from Colombia, I can join from Panama, maybe.
That's exactly right. Take us into a new country. Open up a new country, Maria, for the team. Awesome. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Linda, forgiveness in the field. Who did you forgive? What did you forgive?
Well, I know, I mean, when I do Course in Miracles, I mean, I can be a better person, especially having given, I guess, people better reactions. Like sometimes when my boyfriend actually can we talk for a minute, and I'm like in the middle of doing something. I mean, the thing is, like dinner time on, I get so tired, forget it. I mean, now I caught a nap this afternoon. Oh my God, I was dead asleep for an hour. So now maybe I can stay up a little bit while longer, maybe do a little housework. So I have to forgive myself with my body. I mean, I'm still in my body. I mean, I have to walk very, very carefully because I know my legs are getting terrible. I mean, I do have my wheelie walk in my car, but it's too much of a trip just to bring it in and out all the time because I know I go on the senior bus trips, it's bringing it down to the 4-tier stepway, and I put it in the car. Maybe I can ask my health insurance if I can get a second one. That way I can leave it in the house, and that'll be easier. I still have my scooter, the front porch I like to get rid of. So I'm doing the best I can on my budget and keep my house clean. So that's what I need to forgive myself on. You know, I mean, I was raised in a very clean house. Like Bill Cosby said that his mother's an authority on pigsty. Well, Bill Cosby's mother's an angel compared to my mother. When my mother says clean, I have to move before she even talks. Okay? But, I mean, I miss my parents, I do, but they're in heaven. And I have Mark in my life and the 2 babies, and they keep me good. They really do. You know, I mean, I tell Mark I love him very much. I'm glad he's in my life. And Mark is a part of the Holy Spirit, and my 2 babies are part of the Holy Spirit. And I'm so happy to have all you guys too in my life. And I just do the best I can. I admit I have a New York temper. I grew up with that, but being with Mark and him explaining his own stories kind of like teaching me to be a better person.
Good.
And that way I can give a better reaction instead of like this.
Yes.
I mean, with the blue moon, you have to like keep your nails up. I mean, you can't be nice all the time. I mean, sometimes you get like get to the point of it, but you want to be professional about it. So that's what I learned. You have to always keep your nails sharp and ready behind your back at all times. When you think you shouldn't, that's when you have to keep your nails ready. That's where I'm from.
Thank you, Linda. Great stuff. Great forgiveness in the field. And way to see Mark like the Holy Spirit, or Mark as the Holy Spirit, and Lucy and Desi the same way. That's Christ's vision right there. Be able to see them as they are, and that way you end up seeing yourself that way as well. So great job.
Ravioli right now. Honey, making delicious ravioli?
Yeah, and garlic bread.
And garlic bread.
Oh, sounds good.
He cooks better than I do. Me, I have to like read the directions carefully. If the TV thing, no problem.
Love it. All right. Who's next? Forgiveness in the field.
I'll go next.
Sana or Nan? Okay.
I'll go next. I don't really have a forgiveness in the field this week. I have a gratitude in the field.
All right, let's go.
Perfect. Let's hear it.
This last 2 weeks we have had snow and sleet and freezing rain and all sorts of horrible, nasty, freezing cold weather. And I have a man and his 2 sons who are just such a blessing, because it doesn't matter how bad the weather is, they show up and they clear my driveway and they clear my sidewalks. And they show up like clockwork. And
you're the mother, they help you.
Such a blessing to know that I can rely on these people and I don't have to worry about because I am not physically capable of going out and doing it myself anymore.
Neither am I.
And so it's just such a blessing that I know that I can rely on these people, and they're kind and they're considerate and they do a great job. And I'm just so grateful that they are willing and able to do that for me. So that's my
And
gratitude.
when your children become grandparents, I mean, their children are going to do it for them too. So it's.
Yeah, and the thing that's so nice is this man is teaching, in this world today, we see so many kids who are, just lazy or disrespectful, and these kids they appreciate hard work. They understand that life requires work. They're just so polite. It's just it's amazing to see somebody who's actually doing such a fabulous job of raising their kids. So
You're the mother. It's your house.
Great job, Stana. Love. Nan's going to pass on the sharing. Totally understand. Thanks for letting us know. And Stana, love gratitude in the field. Maybe we should just change this whole call to gratitude in the field, man.
Hey, Nan, you want to send me a little Colorado snow?
Probably attract a lot more great things when we talk about gratitude. But we're talking about forgiveness. Okay, we're going to keep going. But all right, so I got some of my, you jogged my memory. I remember what I wanted to share about my forgiveness in the field. So shout out to Nathan Lively, who's not here right now, but I mean, yeah, I'm sure he's going to watch this. He'll get a kick out of this. I got my first online hater, which I was like so jazzed about, because if you don't have haters, you're not doing enough, right? Like the whole idea of like putting yourself out there, right? Like if you're not out there making an impact with whatever you're doing, I mean, enough that, like when you get a hater, that's like a good thing. But anyway, so here's the story. Here's what I had to forgive. I'm going to put you on mute, Linda. Okay. So here's what I had to forgive. So part of my DMO, my daily method of operation with my business, is to message and get out certain amount of messages every day. And sometimes I don't start till very late. And those of you who know me, you might get a Facebook message like at 2 or 3 in the morning, because that's when I can do it. Okay. And I stay up late. So that's when I do it. And I might send out like 50 messages or 100 messages. I'm like messaging like it's my job. It is my job. So this person, I was getting to know her like just through chatting and stuff, but I would message her like every time I'd respond back, it would be like 2, 3 in the morning, like the next day. And she texted me one day. She's like, why do you message so late at night? And it like took me into this like funk, like, oh my God, am I waking everybody up? Am I this? Am I that? And I started to like get kind of depressed about like my mentality of my DMO, and like, I didn't even finish my business work that night. Like I got thrown into a funk. And so I worked on, I forgave it and stuff. But what took it to the next level is when she messaged my wife. She's like, could you please tell your husband not to text me at night? My husband doesn't like that, and da 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 da. And like, I've already blocked your husband, and da 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 da. But could you tell him? And I'm so she messaged Crystal. Crystal's the coolest customer. Okay, Crystal's like the most chilled back, laid back person in the world. So Crystal didn't even phase. It rolled right off Crystal's back. Nothing bothers Crystal. You know, so it was like chick was like messaging my wife. So I had to forgive that and forgive myself for staying up so late. Sometimes when I stay up like till 4 or 5 in the morning, like I have this sense of shame, like it's a sin or something that I stayed up so late. And like, I really have to forgive the fact that I stayed up so late, because maybe I'm screwing myself over for tomorrow because I'm going to need to sleep sometime. So I might not be waking up till noon because I went to bed at 5, like things like that. So I've just had a lot of forgiveness around, like, I guess my higher output of work and my staying up late or upsetting people. And the last thing I'll say about forgiveness in the field that I learned, and this is something that's really not course related. This is more magic, but it's a great tool, and it's called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. Raise your hand if you heard of EFT. Okay, Stana and Linda and Maria have. Okay, so so basically the concept is whenever you are triggered, you put it into a script. So it would be like this. Even though I feel a lot of shame and sadness that I stayed up till 5 in the morning, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. So it's like, even though blank, which is whatever problem, right? Even though I'm really pissed off because this chick like is a hater and she messaged my wife, and I'm really pissed off at her and I'm upset about it, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though blank, I deeply and completely love and accept myself, right? But while you say that, you're supposed to tap on certain parts of the body like this. You tap right here. Even though I'm really ashamed that I stayed up till 5 in the morning, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm super ashamed that I stayed up till 5 in the morning and I'm really screwed for the next day tomorrow, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm super ashamed that I stayed up till 5 in the morning, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm super ashamed and sad that I stayed up till 5 in the morning, I completely love and accept myself. And hitting on these points that I just, right here, 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 like just what I just did, it like releases this energy. And it's like, it's almost like every time I get triggered now, that's part of my forgiveness process. Like they call it forgive and tap. And I know this is not a Course in Miracles thing. It's not a Course in Miracles thing, but it's a useful tool that I have found to be really, really cool. And I just started really using it here in the last couple weeks. So wanted to share that with you. So Linda says, Jared, not everyone will like you. Okay, thank you, Linda. I appreciate that. You're right. You're right, by the way. Okay, so that's what I got. That's my forgiveness in the field. Man, we're ending like 20 minutes early. This rocks.
I learned that in New York all the time.
What?
I learned that in New York all the time. Yeah, in
Awesome.
California, people are nice. That's still a shock to me.
Love it. Love it. So next week, we're going to discuss, I guess, minutes 90 through 120. Is that what it is? Everyone with me on that? Part 4.
Yeah, hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yep, the last part of the 2 hours. So I guess that'll be the last. And I'm super excited because that's where the ego projects into a body. So we're going to be hearing Ken Wapnick talk about that kind of moment where the ego flees the mind, or the decision maker sides with the ego and then projects into a body. The ego thought system is totally insane. And yeah, sorry, Linda, I muted you there. It's totally insane. And it's awesome that we know about it and we're able to be above the battleground. Does anyone else have anything else you want to say before we end the call? Final words. Linda does. Okay, Linda.
Yeah, me and my cousin Billy, okay? He's in New York. I'm here in California. And, I mean, I do have a car. I mean, she's good. I mean, it's a 2005 Ford Focus. I mean, the key always gets stuck in it. Oh, my God. My ego really blows out of proportion when that happens, because I have to put a T-shirt over the ignition so that way I know nobody won't stare at the car like, okay, keys to the ignition, let's steal the car. Yeah? You get to know me, honey. So my cousin is going to get me a new car. I'm going to get a Jeep Patriot Sport. So I'm glad, you know?
Yeah.
That should take like a week or 2. I don't know.
Awesome, Linda. I'm happy to hear that. Keep us posted. I want to see Facebook pictures.
And I'll be so glad that the key won't get stuck in the ignition anymore.
That's right. That's right.
And my mechanic, I mean, he fixed it like 3 times, and I'm like, you don't want to know the thoughts that I have, but I think maybe the car is old. I don't know, but that's my ego, you know? Duh, Linda.
Totally. Awesome. Well, thank you, Linda. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Stana. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Nan. Thank you to our viewers at home that are not on this live video. Shout out to all of you. We're going to end the call like we always do. Everyone unmute yourself and say good night and God bless.
Good night and God bless.
Good night, God bless. Keep it simple. You do the best you can. Your higher power loves you. Don't forget that. And do the 10-step app on your cell phone. You got to check on yourself before you check on other people.
Love
Safe
it.
travels, Maria.
Bye. Thank
Good
you.
travels.
Thank
Bye,
you. Thank you.
Maria.
Thank you.
Good night and God bless.
Bye.